Hello folks, how to prepare from February onwards. If you start in February, there's lots of time. We usually say, how do we break down preparation into multiple phases? So I'm going to recap that and then we'll think about how to start from Feb. Any preparation, there are three phases. One is to build the fundas, two is to build the automation, three is to run mocks. Okay? Learn from fundamentals, absolute basics. What is the idea behind angle bisector theorem? What is the funda behind test of divisibility by 9? Learn all those. Okay, that's the funda building phase. Why is, you should be automatically able to think 2/3 as 66%, 66.67%. Those ideas we build by getting the ideas and concepts and fundas really done beautifully. That's the first phase. Second phase of preparation is to build automation. That is, I look at a quadratic equation, you automatically know the two roots. I don't have to split the middle term and take it and write it as two separate terms and do that. The more you solve, the more practice you have, the more automatic processes become. Why do we need it to be automatic? Because we need speed. In the end, we're writing a competitive exam. Speed building happens in this window. Third part is taking tons of mocks. There are three parts of phases of preparation. And the key thing to remember is the three phases are going to overlap. We're not going to say Feb, March, April, we do phase 1. May, June, July, we do phase 2. August, September, October, we do phase 3. No, it's not going to be like that. From Feb up till October, we will be adding fundamentals. There's a bias towards starting it first, but we'll keep adding fundas. From March, you'll be building speed. And from April, May, you should be taking mocks. That's the first phase is dominated by funda building, last phase is dominated by mocks, but all three come together. And that's the idea of this thing. Right? If you're starting, what are the other things that you need to do beyond these phases? On this, you need to add about an hour of reading every day. That's mandatory. From today, whenever you're thinking about CAT preparation, from that day till the day you go into the CAT exam, you have to read for an hour every day, at least 1 hour every day. That's a given. Second thing, in terms of Quant, LRDI and VARC, what do we do? And so when you're preparing fundas and knowledge and ideas, there's going to be a heavy quant bias. Accept that. Because quant syllabus is vast. If you think about it, for LRDI, you need to know what is some seating arrangement question, what is the tournament puzzle, what is percentage growth, what is the revenue share. 4-5 hours, you're finished with the theory. For verbal, you know reading comprehension, para jumble, para summary, types of questions, you've done the theory. There's nothing to do. If you think about it and saying, what are the absolutely essential things one should do to say a finished syllabus that I know how to attack for LRDI and VRC is something that can be done in a week. So, but for quant, it is vast. So, quant theory is going to take more time to cover. So, in your initial part of preparation, there will be a quant bias. But remember one thing, when you're practicing, make sure that your quant, verbal and LRDI are equally balanced. When you're building speed, don't have a quant bias till the end. I know so many students who've spent 80% of their time only preparing for quant because trigonometry or functions occupies such a big part of their brain that they don't feel like they're prepared unless they've done 40 questions, 50 questions. Whereas it's still 1/3, and you do some basic concepts in arithmetic, you've crossed 90th percentile, you could go into a B school without knowing anything about trigonometry. Not a B school, the best B schools, without knowing anything about trigonometry. So understand that there's going to be a quant bias, the funda part, but do not retain the quant bias when you go to the speed building part, definitely not the mocks part and revision part. And so keep that in mind. In terms of a schedule for preparation for Feb, March, April, have a heavy bias towards building quant, covering most of the syllabus. Then from about mid-April, add on logical reasoning, data interpretation. From about April second half, add the April first half, think about doing lots of revision to build speed, the automation process. You should take your first mock as early as possible. The first 3-4 mocks don't they're not relevant. You need to do them to get them out of the way. But from June first week, you should be on a mock schedule. You should say 1 per week or 1 every fortnight, amping up to 1 per week, 2 per week. You should be on a mock schedule from June first week onwards. So ideas to keep for schedule, heavy quant bias, reading every day, logical reasoning from say 2 months from now, fundas first, practice second, mocks in the end. Maintaining some kind of discipline and schedule is super important. Time benchmark, apart from reading, you're looking at 10 to 12 hours per week, every week from now onwards. Then amping it to maybe 15 hours per week by the time you hit June and 20 hours per week by the time we get to second half of August. That's the way we build slowly and then amp it up. Lots of time people come back and say 10 hours per week, only that much, I can easily do that. When I say 10 hours per week, it is 10 intense hours per week. It is not 110, I say sit down and waste your time. No phones, no background TV, no sound, no music in your ears. Just 10 hours of intense preparation every week. It's not outlandishly high, but if it is not intense, it is useless. Right? Keep that in mind. That's a broad framework for the schedule. You can download a schedule for preparation, kind of with more specific topics put in from our own website. The link should be available on description. Check it out. Best wishes for Ken.